Busta-Grill, Busta Crypto, back on it, baby. Man, it is a crazy Monday, huh? If you look at the markets, it is freaking nuts. These are some things I obviously track, drip, and obviously stake now, 777. Lock pay, but there's a V2 coming out. Obviously, Bitcoin is nice. It's been up like almost 3%. Hopefully this continues. I don't know, but Ethereum, man, who would thought we see Ethereum at 1200? Anyway, so this video is not about really the market. This is about, Ava Maria, and trying to help other people that kind of felt like how I think I felt. I still kind of feel, but not as bad as I did initially when the last 48 hours of me trying to figure out how this thing worked. So what I wanted to do is I think this would be really helpful for someone that might be thinking about getting in. So I look at this as like two separate parts. And I think that's probably the easiest way. Forget about lending, buy and sell, the stuff up here. And obviously, go read the white paper, which I actually think is pretty good. But I think what gets lost is the divs a little bit and explaining that. But I will try to do my best and tell you how I try to look at it. And then please put in the comments if I'm totally wrong, just to help other people that are like me or are maybe worse than me. But if everyone that's more intelligent and smarter than I am, please put in the comment section so we can help our grow Avarice. I am super excited. Today will be the first day that I see some divs or start to see divs. So because I got in yesterday. So if you didn't see my video, check out yesterday. I put 85 BNB in, not 80. I didn't think it was 80. I forgot. I added an extra 5 at the end. Oh, that's the wrong wallet. Hold on. Let me switch my wallets. So this was yesterday. These are the stakes I put in. I did something kind of crazy. I just, I'm going to roll with it. I staked 1,300 tokens for a period of 100 days, 200 days, 300 days. And then my main stake is 8 days. And I put all of my money, the rest of the tokens in there. And I'll talk about why in a second. But anyway, back to the lobby. So here's one thing I wish they did, which I think, I don't know, maybe just the way they were thinking about it. But this thing is super confusing. So all this is on the left are just anything that's happening, right? And I know it says recent events, but you come in here like, what the is that on the left? So these are other people who are asking for loans. These are people who are sold. These are people who, it's just basically kind of like a real-time bot, I guess you can say, or just it just gives you updates of what's going on. People enter the auction. There's a loan request. This is an easy way for you to look at recent events, but I honestly think it's confusing. So I don't even worry about the left. It doesn't really matter to you. Is probably the easiest way to put it. Are these days now? Honestly, I don't look at days up to down. Like I would like to see it the other way, but just from a new investor coming in, right? I'm not trying to knock this at all. I love it as of right now. I'm just saying it gets confusing, right? Because you're like, okay, day one's at the bottom, but the current one's at top. It would just be better to scroll down. So don't get confused by that. That's all I'm saying. So this is the current day, obviously day 10. It's been launched for 10 days, right? Pretty simple. You enter here, and the one thing I did, and this is one thing that I don't know if people talk about, you just maybe know some other people's videos. You could enter multiple times, right? Because it's one wallet, it's a single auction for the day. So just think about eBay. It's probably the easiest way to put it. If you were to go and put an amount for $20 and you bid on something, and you wanted to change that bid to $21, right? You could do that, and it's not multiple bids, right? I know that sounds maybe rudimentary, but for someone that's never done auctions like this is not straightforward for me, right? Everything I ever do is just buy, right? You just buy slippage, and that is normal for you. But in this auction case, so if I wanted to put one in here, and this is what I did yesterday, I actually put one just to make sure I knew how to do it, and then I put the other 79 BNB, and then I put another 5 BNB. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is you can enter multiple times, but it ends up being just one total auction buy or auction amount that you're putting in, right? So just so hopefully that's clear. I put in a total 85 BNB yesterday, and I put in one, and then just to make sure I knew what I was doing, and then I put in 79, and then I put in 5 right before the end of the timer, right? So this timer runs every 24 hours. So for me, I think this ends at like, what is that, 5 p.m. Pacific time, right? So 7 p.m. Central and then 8 p.m. Eastern. UTC, you just figure yourself out. I think that's plus 7 hours. Anyway, so another way, CCW. You guys any CCW fans? Anyway, all right, here we go. So day one. So obviously you can't do anything here, right? This is just showing you the history. If you bought anything, it would show up here. But in general, you can't do anything. It ended, right? Just like any auction, it would end. All right, on the top here, right? So if I wanted to enter, I would enter here, and I would put whatever amount I want to enter into here in terms of BNB. And your BNB balance will show up here. And this is your referral bonus, right? So if you had any bonuses, and this is your referral link that you can share, right? So you click this, right? And then now it's shared, it's on my clipboard. So this is what you would share. All right, so what I wish they would do is they put lobby first and then staking, right? Because you can't actually stake until you're actually in the lobby. So I thought it was a little confusing that it was none on the left, right? You would just think left to right and always think down to up, right? So 1 at the top, 10 at the bottom. But you know what? This is just what they did, and I'm getting used to the platform, and I'm just trying to help someone else out that maybe doesn't know how to use it. All right, so staking. All right, so let me go back. I'm sorry, let me go back. So here, so after you enter, right, what's going to end up happening literally seconds after the auction ends. So in 6 hours and 54 minutes, it will show the tokens you received. Now, this is an estimate, right, of what you would receive per 1 BNB for every deposit that's in there. So, sorry, for the total deposit in there. Pretty straightforward, right? And as this is a total available, which is shrinking by 5% every day, right? So you would assume that this would actually be harder to get, which would in turn make it more BNB to get less amount, right, as you go forward. Because of the fact that the supply is going down. All right, so the other thing I understand is this actually runs forever. I actually thought this ends at some certain point because you would just run out of tokens, but I don't know. I guess if you do 5% for the rest of your life, you would always have something, right? Because you would never really get down to 0. I guess you could, but they just run it that way. So I've never been in this, so I'm not in T2X. I wasn't in T2X, I'm sorry. But this is just all new to me in terms of an auction. All right, so say it ended, right? Say day 9 just ended, your token shows up here, and this is the total amount that you can actually stake, right? So you would go to the next tab, which now is the first tab, go to staking. And here, this is pretty simple. This is probably more what people understand, right? They want to take a certain amount of tokens to stake. Now your total tokens to stake will show up here. So I have 161 tokens, to stake. Right, but you guys got to remember too. I think they do take a fee. So if it's 161.9, I just put 161, right? Oh yeah, it actually says that. Hold on. Please enter a valid value. The two nearest valid values are 161. Okay, so you can't enter. That's the point. Is kind of how I read that. So you go ahead and enter it here, and then you put the stake days. All right, the stake days. This is another thing that was confusing for me. You can stake up to 300 days, right? So if you can pick, I think 1 day all the way up to obviously 300 days, it's your call. That's it. It was confusing for me because with the way the divs work, it says it's capped at 60 days, and I was thinking like, okay, how can you cap at 60 days if you can actually stake for 300 days, right? But from what everyone's reading, telling me in Telegram, it's a 60-day cap. And then from there, it just goes on, but you still, your amount of divs just get calculated based on a new set of 60 days, maybe? I don't know. If anyone knows how to explain that better to me, please do it. I'm still a little confused by the way the divs work. You still get divs, right? So someone asked me, so why would I stake for over 60 days if I only get divs for 60 days? So please put in the comments if you know how that works exactly. I think I understand in my head, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain that correctly. All right, so you pick anything, right? So the other thing I realized too is this BNB dibs, right? So you don't get your money back. Right? And I say that when you don't put your initial stake, your initial amount that you put in the lobby, this 85, like I'm not getting that specific 85 back, if that makes sense, right? So I get my money back based on the dividends I make in actual BNB for whenever these start. So they start 24 hours later. So just think that, let's make sure you understand that. If you go back to the lobby, I am not going to see dividends on anything I staked until this closes, is my understanding. And then you start seeing it. And I would assume it's just constant throughout the day, but I don't know because you can see my staking. I haven't staked one, so I don't really know. But I'm assuming these doesn't just pop up 24 hours later, say tomorrow, after this 7 hours, right? So I think it just ends up populating throughout the day after 24 hours. So I got in yesterday, so I would assume in 7 hours I start getting dividends because they know what the previous stake is that just closed. So in the lobby, they go off of what this is, right? Is what I'm assuming. But I could be wrong. But anyway, I think you just have to wait 24 hours to actually see anything in the divs. So at the bottom here, we show total divs, right? So if you have a stake that goes all the way out 300 days, like I do, I'm going to see divs in here that just keep accumulating every 24 hours. But obviously, you can't take any of this out until the actual stake is done, right? So I'm not going to take anything out the first time, which is obviously the only one I'm really worried about. I'm worried about these, but I did this for a reason, right? Because if this project lasts, I mean, whatever, just have a small amount ride, and it is what it is. But the majority of my stake is in 19, right? So that means that, so don't get confused by this. This starts on the 11. So I'm assuming this means it starts, when this ends. So which is the 11th day, right? So that's also confusing. So just keep that in mind. You won't start seeing dividends until this day 10 ends, which would be day 11, which is when I start seeing divs. And I think I did say that right. So the first time I'm going to see divs is going to be obviously within 7 hours. Which is within 7 hours, right? 6 hours and 47 seconds. And then, 47 minutes. Oh, it's actually 47 seconds too. Anyway, and then from here, I will only be able to complete a stake, and this will show complete or sell whatever at the end of this 19. And then there's a bar here that rolls, that kind of keeps moving in terms of a progress. So that's actually pretty cool. You don't see it now because obviously it's not started. But in 8 days, this one will complete, and I'll be able to take all my dividends that showed up here, right? Not here, right here, and then be able to sell my sell my dividends. Take my dividends out of the system, restake this portion of tokens, plus any bonus I got, and then if I want to add more. So you just got to think this can continue like snowball. So the only reason I did a large stake for a smaller amount of times, I just want to make sure, right? And then after I get some portion of my 85 BNB back, then I will go ahead and start probably doing ladder stakes. Maybe one completes every Friday, or every ROI Tuesday, every Tuesday for the next like 8 weeks. I just wanted to make sure I had a good chunk of change back, and then decide what I want to do. You never know, right? You just always worry about things being around and stuff like that. So, I did put 100, 200, and 300 stake in, but I put 1,200 tokens in, or 1,300. I'm not worried about those. That's just gravy for me if it ends up lasting that long, which, for all intents and purposes, T2X is still going as far as I understand. Obviously not with the same type of TVL or money in there that's flowing through, but not TVL, but money's flowing through there. But at the same time, it's still there. And that was, I think that's a year? Anyway. All right, everyone. I know this is super long, and I don't know if I actually confused you more, but I'm really hoping to get this out there for other people that are more familiar with Avarice, and then could just put something in the comments and just help everyone else out, including myself. Everyone, if you like this, please hit that like. If you don't like it, hit that thumb down twice. Hey, at the same time, hit that sub, man. We're trying to go Avarice, grow stake, grow drip, go whatever I'm in, right? I'm hoping you guys see me on my journey. And if you want to use my referral link, I'll put my referral link in the description. Please remember, in Avarice, it's a little different. You get 1% for using someone's referral link. If you don't use it, you don't get 1% back. So it's kind of incentive for you to find a buddy, find a friend, right? So I'll be your friend. I'll be your Huckleberry. You guys know what movie that is? Anyway, so please use someone referral link for Avarice. If it's not mine, use someone else's. Just don't let it go back to the protocol, which is not a bad thing, but you might as well give it back to one of the members. Anyway, have a good rest of your Monday. See you guys on the